You're here, say hi. We're going to do two types of wings. But before we get into that, I'm just going to introduce myself for those that it's their first time here. My name is Lori Cloudsdale. I'm an Epicure leader, consultant, and I've been with Epicure almost 11 years in May. And I started out really as a super Epicure fan. I hosted all kinds of parties, and finally my consultant said, Lori, you practically do these parties for me. Why don't you become a consultant and get the discount and, make a little money. So it took her a little while to convince me, a couple of years actually, because at the time I was working full time and I wasn't really interested in it at that point. However, my company closed, and then I was at a loss, and I really didn't want to go back to a regular 9-to-5 job. So I said, okay, let's give Epicure a try. So I went along and I sold, and I got a great customer base, and now I do a lot of the cooking and demos online because of the current COVID situation. But I really do love it. I love all the virtual stuff. I'm enjoying it. But I also love in-person cooking classes as well. So fast forward to today. Now I am a team leader. I have a dozen team members and a great bunch of people, just love them, who have the same Epicure love that I do. So that's my story. And why do I love Epicure? Well, first of all, I love to cook. So it doesn't really matter whether you love to cook or you hate to cook, Epicure is for you. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. First of all, they have amazing blends, meal solutions, great cookware, spices, you name it, they have it. It's wonderful. Desserts, all 100% gluten-free, nut-free except for coconut, non-GMO 85%, about 90% vegan. So most things, there's a way smaller list of non-vegan items than there is vegan. So there's that. And you can interchange most of our meal solutions. You can just sub in your plant-based proteins. If it does call for, let's say, chicken. And for instance, the sweet garlic chicken, absolutely use tofu, works great. Gracie, you're not in this, not tonight. Sorry about that. So yeah, so that's an amazing thing. And we're no preservatives and sugar conscious, salt conscious. It's clean eating, basically. So I'm going to get started on the actual demo. So what we're going to start with is some sauces. First, we're going to do, because I'm doing a buffalo wing, I'm going to do a ranch dressing. And I'm going to make it as if it was a dip. And then what I do for the actual dressing, when I just want to drizzle it or dip it, I just thin it a little bit with milk. So here's our dip mixes. That's the hexagon jar that you see. All the information is on the side. You have all your nutrition facts. You have a couple of different recipes. Tells you how to make it. My favorite way of making it, I use sour cream and I use half-fat mayo. So it says half and half, or you can use just Greek yogurt if that's your jam. That's fine. So I usually do about, let's say if I'm doing a cup of dip, then I'll do like 3/4 sour cream, 1/4 mayo, just because I like that ratio. But that's the beauty of Epicure, is you make it how you like it. You make it comfortable for your home. So I'm going to open up the jar, and it's all dry seasonings inside. Now you can make an actual salad dressing, like a creamy salad dressing, or creamy ranch peppercorn dressing, and like I said, just thin it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trusty spice spoon, and once again I'm going to show that it's 4-in-1, so it's tablespoon, teaspoon, half teaspoon, 1/4. So you've got everything there. I always have 2 because I usually like to have 1 for dry, 1 for wet. So right now I'm going to take, because I only have about a cup total of mayo and sour cream. I'm going to do only 1 tablespoon. As you see, it fits nicely in the jar. But because I like to mix it up a little bit, I'm going to take our actual Caesar dressing, which has the recipe on the side as well, and all your info and so on. And I'm going to put about 1/2 tablespoon of the ranch dressing in here. So I like that combo for a drizzling or a dipping sauce for wings. There's my lid. So there we go. So we have a few different Caesar dressings you'll see in the catalog. I'm just going to give it a whisk, and you want to do this a little bit ahead because it's all dry ingredients. You want to have it rehydrate and it just mellows, gets all married up together, and everything tastes wonderful. We have all kinds of different flavors of dips. We have what we call our extraordinary trio. We have dips, and that is one of them, the extraordinary trio. To make a hot dip, gorgeous hot cheese dip. So I'm just going to set that aside. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to make my buffalo sauce. So here's our buffalo seasoning, and on the jar it tells you how to make the wings. It gives the recipe. It gives you a sauce, which is what I'm making now, and then it gives you an aioli, and it gives the ingredients and all that good stuff. So what I do when I do my wings for buffalo is I just dry rub the wings or chicken, whatever I'm making, and then with this, and sometimes I'll put a little bit of SPG, that's our salt, pepper, garlic, in one jar. If you like it spicier, because this does have a kick, but if you like it super spicy, we have a great chipotle powder, chipotle aioli, sorry, it's a dry powder. You can use it as a seasoning, you can make an aioli with it. Garlic, think about chipotle garlic aioli. So there's that. So I've got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, because that's what it tells me on the jar. And let me just check, because I believe that it is, to make the sauce, 1 tablespoon of the seasoning, 1/4 cup of ketchup, tablespoon of the seasoning and the ketchup, and then 1/4 cup of the vinegar, and there. So okay, so let's get the seasoning in there. I'm just going to take the lid off, take a tablespoon, put it in there. I'm probably not going to put the whole 1/4 cup of vinegar, and I'm going to use rice wine vinegar just because I like that. You can use white vinegar, you can use apple cider, red wine, whatever you like. So let me get the ketchup in there. Here's my 3-in-1 spatula. Gets in the corners, you don't waste anything. All right. There we go. Let's leave that there. I'm going to set this aside as well. Move the ketchup out of the way. Get my vinegar. Crystal! Yay! Hey, Eileen. Hi, Donna. Hi, Sharon. I don't know if I missed anybody else. I adore this buffalo sauce. But I like the combo of the ranch and the buffalo. I used to, before I started making this and I came out with this, I used to do hot sauce and the ranch. So I would shake a little hot sauce on, then I dip it in my ranch dressing. Yes. Tasty. All right. Let me just scroll up. I just want to see if I missed anybody. So happy to have you all here. Thanks for coming. Debbie! Yay! Hi, Debbie. All right. Debbie's one of my foodie sisters from way back. We used to all belong to a website called Recipe Czar, and we had so much fun. Now, we're talking back more than 15 years, probably. But we used to have a heck of a time, and that's how I really honed my love for food photography. we used to have little forums and we used to have contests and we'd take pictures of our food. We had swaps. I mean, none of us knew each other. We were from all over the world, right? It was so much fun. So that's really as simple as that. That's your sauce. And you want to make that up ahead. And this keeps perfectly in the fridge, even if you don't use it all right away. No problem. As far as the dip is concerned, well, it's like anything, you know, best before dates and all that. So use your judgment. I'm going to take these away as well. Over here. Just don't want to make a mess. All right. Where am I going now? I'm going to bring out my chicken because that's the star of the show. I have my sheet pan here and I have the liner on it. And why do I have the liner on it? Easy cleanup. I won't be spending hours scrubbing a pan. I can tell you that right now. Hot water, Dawn Blue liquid dish soap. Okay, so what I have here, I have a kind of a mix. I have a couple of drumsticks. I have some chicken wings. Now I'm going to put it all in the same pan. The wings are going to be done before the drumsticks, obviously. But that's okay. I'll just pull them out and put the legs back in. The drumsticks. So I've put it separate because I'm going to do one in buffalo. I'm going to do something special. Now, I want to show you some of the mixes. And here we go. Come on in. Come on in. Over here. All right. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I'm going to mix in here. I'm going to take away the dressing stuff because we don't need that anymore, but we do need the buffalo. So let's keep that there. Let's move these. Okay. And I scroll up and I scroll back down. Ooh, I have a full house tonight. That's awesome. Be sure to say hello. Hey, Angie. Hey, Goldie. Good to see you. Very nice. Okay. I brought along a couple of extra things to show that I have made with wings before that I absolutely love. Well, and I have a video actually of this one on YouTube, so I'm going to post that in the group after on how I made it. And there's actually a link, I believe, to the actual recipe. So red garlic is a nice little topper as well, and it's got information on the sides too of what's in it. It's salt-free, the red garlic, so that's awesome. And I made wings with this and it was really tasty, so I thought I would share that. I've also made the honey garlic meatball chicken wings. So what I did was I had my chicken wings, and what I do is I always wash my chicken and then I pat it dry, and now it's sitting in these bags ready to go. Okay, so what I did was I took a couple tablespoons of the honey garlic seasoning in here, and I shook my chicken in it, cooked it in the oven. I always cook it at 425, my chicken wings, or air fry, one or the other. Air frying is amazing if you have an air fryer. It's about 25-30 minutes in the air fryer, and about the same, maybe 10 minutes longer. It depends on the size of your wings or your pieces of chicken. So then you just make up as directed on the back of the package. Now this is actually made for honey garlic meatballs, which are delicious. Same idea actually. You take your meat that you're using, whether it's beef or chicken or turkey or whatever you like, or a mix, and you mix in a couple of tablespoons of the mix, mix it all up, make your meatballs, cook them. Then you take the rest of the package and make it as directed on top of the stove or in the microwave. And that's your sauce. It's delicious. You can make it, actually what you can do also is if you have a wok or a larger nice pan, you just make it up and then you toss your cooked meatballs into your sauce and just toss them up and they're done. Amazing. Okay, I brought the sweet chili because this is a new product and it's so good and it's so easy to make. Like, you can make it in the microwave like literally in 2 minutes. So it's you just combine it with water and some rice vinegar and mix it all up, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you've got a beautiful sauce. And you can either eat it hot or cold. So think egg rolls, spring rolls, chicken bites, you know, delicious. I've used it for everything. It's quite delicious. Keeps nicely in the fridge for quite some time. Okay, now this is the twist that I'm doing today. One of my packages, as I said, I'm gonna season with buffalo. That's all I'm putting on it, and then I'm gonna toss it in some of the sauce when it comes out and it's still hot. So good. And the twist is that I'm taking our cheddar jalapeno cornbread and I'm going to mix it with some of our crispy crunchy coating. Now, as I said, everything's gluten-free, right? So all my people that have that issue, no worries. And those that don't, still taste so delicious, it doesn't really matter. And that's the beauty of Epicure as well. So basically what it tells you to do on the back is to make what it shows on the package is basically chicken strips or chicken fingers. So you would cut your chicken however. Last time I made it, I made like bite-sized pieces of chicken breast, and then I made up the sweet chili just with the crispy coating. That's all I did. I didn't do any other seasonings, and it was lovely. Kids love this. Way healthier than buying those chicken nuggets. And you can make them up ahead of time, right? And reheat them. So that's a great idea. So we're going to take, let's do our buffalo first. And all I'm going to do is shake in. And I'm not shy. I love this seasoning, so, and I'm honest, it's really not super spicy. And I mean, but if you have a tender mouth, I say that, to me it's not super spicy. And anybody that really likes spice will say the same. It's probably perfect for most people. Let's see if I've got a good amount all over. So now I'm just shaking it, shake and bake style, you know. Let me see something, I just want to check. It has a very minute amount, like 2% of the daily equivalent. So it's really, really low sodium as well. I am actually going to add a little bit of my SPG. And what is the beauty of this? I control how much I put, right? When you buy pre-seasoned stuff or you buy those packages, you know you're getting a ton of sugar, a ton of salt, caking agents, preservatives, you name it. So now I'm just going to pop it on my beautiful sheet pan liner. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to fix them in a minute after I've got the other two ready. So now I've done this a couple of different ways. I've been recipe testing. I believe I'm going to like it better the way I'm going to do it right now. So what I'm going to do is also get rid of these out of my way. There we go. Any questions, guys? How's your weekend going? Actually, kind of Valentine weekend, right? Because it ends up to be Monday. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to take my spice root and I'm going to, now how it says on the package is you put mayo. Mayo is what is the binder. And I use half that mayo, so I do have some, but I tried it. I did the mayo first, and then I did a mix of the crispy crunchy and the cornbread mix, and it was nice. But I feel like I'm going to try a different route, kind of the idea of flour, egg, breading, you know, so the three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop, I don't have a lot here, so I'm just going to do a bit and I'm going to toss it around. So I did like a heaping tablespoon just for these few pieces, but you be the judge of it, right? You just give them a shake. I really want to get some of it all on there. And also have my feisty green. Now this has a bit of jalapeno in it, so that's why I wanted to add some of this, and I'm going to actually add it to this part as well. I'm going to put maybe a tablespoon, half tablespoon. That should be sufficient. I just thought it would give another little extra bite. A little bit, just a touch. It's not really strong. And I also have an amazing coleslaw dressing that I made with the feisty green. You can make a sauce with this. You can add it like I am with, well, let's see, how is that looking? I like the look. Let me give you a peek on how it looks. Just really basically floured. It's got the flavorings in it. I am going to add some mayo. I'm going to squish it all around, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish it. There is, I don't want a ketchup one. Let me just get this. Pardon me for a second. I'll clean off the ketchup because we don't want that in there. Yes, Super Bowl tomorrow. Well, that's kind of what I had in mind. I decided I was going to take the chicken out. Not that I'm a football fan, but I'm a fan of the Super Bowl food. So there's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, where's my mayo? I lost the mayo. I'm going to put, it calls for, I think, 2 tablespoons. I probably don't have 2 tablespoons in here, but let's see what happens. Okay, so I really just want to get it all coated, and then we're going to put our coating. And let me tell you, that picture that I posted announcing this cooking class, crispy crunchy on those chicken wings. The ones on the right are crispy coating, the ones on the left are the lemon pepper, and that's another beautiful flavoring. I love lemon pepper on wings, and I just do the dry rub. And then if you want, you can do the lemon pepper aioli. Okay, so there's my coated thing, chicken. So now I'm going to take, now I already started because I recipe tested. So what I have in here is basically the same thing. I have a couple tablespoons of the cheddar jalapeno. I have probably about 3 or 4 tablespoons of the crispy crunchy coating, and a bit of the feisty green. So I'm going to add, just because there's a bit more in there, I'm just going to add 1 more tablespoon, maybe a little more of that. You be the judge. You're going to see how you like the look of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this because I used an older, not an older, but a package that was already open. Oh goodness, where are my scissors? Well, that's not fun. Guys, they're probably on this table somewhere that I don't see. Oh, there they are. That's exactly it. All right. So, crispy crunchy coating just came back. Grab it because it's delicious. And you can do any flavoring you want. One of the things that I always used to do before I did my fried chicken, regular fried chicken and deep fryer, is I always seasoned up my chicken. It was how I was taught. And then I would sit in the fridge for several hours or even overnight. So I'm going to suggest that you take some of our smoked paprika and some of our Italian seasoning mix and sprinkle over your chicken pieces. Set them in the fridge for a few hours or overnight, and then do the crispy crunchy coating. Delicious. Another nice idea too, we have the Southern Baked, which is great flavor. You can mix 1-to-1, which is really good too. So let me grab this. All right, now I'm just going to eyeball it. I want quite a bit of the crispy crunchy coating because I want that crispy coating on my chicken. See how that looks? I'm going to add a little more. Now I'm not going to put the chicken in this. You know what? I'm just going to do the whole thing, and I'm going to keep the bag for next time. That's a good look. Okay. That's a nice look. And there we go. Of course, if you want it spicy too, you can always add some of that chipotle as well. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take spoonfuls of this and I'm going to shake it around. It's probably going to get goopy, you know, messy. And I gotta tell you that when you're cooking it, please don't try to move it before it's got that proper crust on the bottom, or you're gonna just pull off all the coating. That's a little trick that I learned long ago. It's the same as when you're cooking any meat. Let it get that crust on the bottom. This is looking yummy. Now, I'm not going to make you wait until this is all cooked, because I do have a piece over there to show you. It's not going to look... I'm going to put another little coating on here. You really want a nice... And I realized that I should probably get a plastic glove so that I don't have to run over there and wash my hands. Or, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I have my grip and grab. Nice! Teresa, you're going to be at the belle of the ball. You're going to be the quarterback. All right, so I've got my 2 or 3 drumsticks in here, so I'm going to throw those on. Don't overcrowd your pan. That's the worst thing you can do, because then you're going to have your food steaming instead of... I'm not sure if I think actually I need to add a little bit more, because it is, like I said, it does get a little... Oh, this one's good. Let me pick it up properly. There we go. So there you go. That's kind of how it's going to look. It's kind of style, shake and bake style, I guess you want to say, if you want to say that. Yeah, I'm going to add a bit more. Because, you know, what's the point? What's the point of doing the crispy crunchy coating if it doesn't have a crispy crunchy coating? There we go. Some of these, like the drumettes for the wings, are quite large. And as I've said, I'm a huge wing. I'm just like chicken with coating, period. So let's just be real. Oop. And let me move over my buffalo. And I'm going to pick it all up and show you. Let me move this out of the way. And of course I still have that, and if I really wanted to, I would just make up some cornbread, or I would put it in the cupboard, and then make up, use it to make this again, or make some waffles, or whatever you'd like, little cornbread muffins. This is such a tasty, tasty treat. So here we have our chicken. There we go. Looking tasty. So the ones I did earlier took about 30 minutes, like I said. The chicken legs take a little longer, maybe 10 minutes more. But it also depends on how crispy you want it. But I have it at 425. And you choose. I'm going to go get the ones that I already made. I just made 2 pieces to show you. But this one is going to look a little crispier, the ones that are in the oven. Or not crispier, but more coating, because I changed it up a bit. But doesn't not look tasty. And it has an amazing taste. I did 3 pieces. I've already tasted one. I had to, you know, taste test for you. I'm going to try this wing. Let me bring back my lighting, because this kitchen has terrible lighting unless I have that on. So here's my little wing. Tasty as well. I'm confident that one, the way I did it, powdering it first and then the mayo and then the, you know, if you don't want to do mayo, do egg. Like, it's entirely up to you. But I'm going to taste this one. You know, it has a slight sweet flavor. Yummy. Hey, Jules. And you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna act crazy. Now, probably I would leave this out. As I said, I like to thin it out a bit, but I am going to drizzle some of my buffalo sauce over this. And I know I'm going to love it. There's no doubt in my mind. But I have to taste that for you. Let me just put a little dollop on the plate. There we go. Well, first let's taste it without. That's so good. I mean, I'm crazy over this. Like, over chicken breast, over anything. I love it. And if you really like this type of wing with a sauce, like a saucy wing, then definitely take your wings out of the oven, put them in a bowl, pour some of this and toss them in it. Can't beat it. So let me taste my You're gonna love this. Come on. Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna go over the seasonings I used. So for the buffalo sauce and the buffalo wings, dry rub the wings with the buffalo as directed on the jar to make the sauce. For the ranch, I only made a cup, so you go according to, you know, your own taste and how much you use. But I did a tablespoon of the creamy ranch dip mix and about a heaping teaspoon of the Caesar. And then for the other wings, we did a dusting of the cornbread. And then we did the mayo mix. Massaged it all up so they all got covered. And then in a baggie, I mixed mostly the crispy crunchy coating, a couple tablespoons of the cheddar jalapeno cornbread, and I did about a good heaping teaspoon of feisty green. And I did the feisty green because it just gives it that other, you know, flavor level. So that's it. Yes, it's going to be great. So if you plan to make these, please post pictures. Add them to the photo contest because we have a few really great pictures already. So those are going to be done in about half an hour, 30 minutes or so. And depending on how crispy you like them. Don't be afraid to air fry as well, because I air fry wings all the time. I air fry chicken all the time. Delicious. Just keep an eye on it because it is a little faster than your regular oven. And